When it comes to TV, quality is valued over quantity, seeing as some of the best shows ever made contain fewer than 40 episodes. Of course, there are series like I Love Lucy or The Sopranos that have more than 40 episodes and are considered among the TV greats. That doesn't mean that every iconic show has to feature 100+ episodes, though. If you're looking for a quick binge, the good news is that there are plenty of short-lived programs, including miniseries, to choose from. Unfortunately, some ended prematurely. But those are still worth watching, even if they leave the audience wanting more. Whatever the case, all of these shows are required viewing for any self-proclaimed TV fan, and it won't take long to watch them. 10 Band of Brothers 10 episodes. Since it only ran for 10 episodes as an HBO limited series, Band of Brothers is the ideal quick binge. It's also widely considered one of the greatest shows ever. The 2001 war drama, created by Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg, is based on Stephen E. Ambrose's non-fiction book of the same name and tells the story of Easy Company during World War II. Easy Company, aka the 2nd Battalion, 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment of the 101st Airborne Division, fought with the United States Army during the Second World War. And Band of Brothers dramatizes the men's experiences on the Western Front. Over the course of its run, critics and audiences alike praised the miniseries for its realistic, brutal depiction of the war, resulting in numerous accolades. Given its impressive achievements, Hanks and Spielberg went on to produce 2 companion shows, The Pacific, 2010, and Masters of the Air, 2024. The former was on HBO and contains 10 episodes, while the latter debuted on Apple TV and consists of 9 episodes. So, after watching Band of Brothers, fans can also check out The Pacific and Masters of the Air. 9 Mindhunter 19 episodes. Mindhunter is one of those shows that, no matter how long it has been since it ended, the outcry to bring it back will always be strong. The Netflix psychological crime thriller is based on John E. Douglas and Mark Alshaker's 1995 true crime book Mindhunter, inside the FBI's elite serial crime unit, chronicling the creation of the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit, BSU. Mindhunter stars Jonathan Groff as Holden Ford and Holt McCallany as Bill Tench, FBI agents who are loosely based on Douglas and Robert K. Ressler, respectively. The cast also features Anna Torv as Wendy Carr, a psychology professor inspired by and Walbert Burgess. The episodes feature the 3 characters forming the BSU by interviewing serial killers to form a basis for profiling. Throughout the show's 2 seasons and 19 episodes, Holden and Bill meet up with murderers such as Edmund Kemper and David Berkowitz. These depictions of real-life serial killers, along with the series' tone, writing, cast performances, and more, are what have made Mindhunter so appealing. Unfortunately, the crime thriller won't get a 3rd season. Executive producer David Fincher has confirmed that Mindhunter Season 3 won't happen, despite the demand for more episodes. However, the good news is that there are rumblings of possible sequel movies. As of the writing of this article, though, fans will just have to cherish Mindhunter's 2 seasons, both of which are far superior to shows that run for a lot longer. 8 Dead to Me 30 episodes. Dead to Me serves as the perfect watch for anyone looking for dark comedy and murder. The Netflix series stars Christina Applegate as Jen and Linda Cardellini as Judy, 2 unlikely friends who meet while attending a grief support group. However, Dead to Me is a lot more complex than that. Those interested must tune in to learn more and avoid spoilers, though. Dead to Me features many jaw-dropping plot twists that will have viewers consistently hitting that next episode button to watch more. Even though it only has 30 episodes, not 1 second is wasted. But be prepared, the ending of Dead to Me Season 3 leaves some questions unanswered, on purpose, of course. 7 Fleabag 12 episodes. Fleabag made Phoebe Waller-Bridge a breakout actress, creator, writer, etc. in 2016, and for good reason. The British comedy drama, based on Waller-Bridge's one-woman show, revolves around the actress's titular character. It might sound simple, but Fleabag is certainly unique and quite memorable. It received widespread acclaim and won many awards, including the Emmy for Outstanding Comedy Series. After all, Fleabag features Waller-Bridge's character often breaking the 4th wall as she tells the audience her inner thoughts and provides witty exposition. This, plus the writing, directing, acting, perfect balance between humor and pathos, and more, make Fleabag a must-watch. It only has 12 episodes, making it even easier to check out one of the best shows of the century. 6 Firefly 14 episodes. Firefly is another TV series that ended too soon, but that doesn't mean it's not worth watching. In fact, it's the opposite. With only 1 season and 14 episodes under its belt, the Fox space western drama chronicles the adventures of the Serenity, a spaceship. Nathan Fillion leads the Firefly cast as Captain Malcolm Mal Reynolds, his breakout TV role. Mal and his crew live in 2517 and explore various planets and moons. Sadly, Firefly wasn't as appreciated as it is today during the time of its airing, resulting in its cancellation. The show gained a cult following, though. A few years after Firefly ended, the cast and crew reunited for a film, Serenity, which addressed many unanswered questions from the series finale. 5 Peaky Blinders 36 episodes. Even though it feels like Peaky Blinders had a long run, it only produced 6 episodes over the course of 6 seasons. The British historical crime drama revolves around the exploits of the Peaky Blinders crime gang in England after World War I, hence its title. Cillian Murphy's Tommy Shelby leads the group, who is often trying to avoid arrest. Peaky Blinders received high praise from various media outlets and drew in numerous loyal and dedicated fans. So, although Peaky Blinders has technically ended, its legacy lives on as one of the greatest shows of the 2010s. It was such a success that a film, The Immortal Man, is in the works at Netflix. It'll take place a few years after the finale. For Freaks and Geeks 18 episodes. Freaks and Geeks is a hidden gem from the late 1990s that deserves as much praise now as it did during its airing. Sadly, the Fox teen comedy drama didn't get much praise or attention, leading to its cancellation after only 1 season and 18 episodes. Despite its short-lived run, Freaks and Geeks is still a great watch. It even features many familiar faces. The Freaks and Geeks cast included notable actors such as Linda Cardellini, James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jason Segel, and Busy Phillips, who were unknown actors at the time. Knowing that should be enough to convince anyone to watch the series. However, the fact that it received a cult following due to its fantastic representation of growing pains and adolescence should also entice viewers. 3 Derry Girls 19 episodes. Derry Girls may only be 3 seasons and 19 episodes long, but it's one of the funniest shows of the last 2 decades. The period teen sitcom takes place at a Catholic girls' secondary school in Northern Ireland during the 1990s. It centers around 5 teenagers, one of whom is played by Bridgerton's Nicola Coughlan, as they navigate adolescence and political unrest. Sure, Derry Girls often references real-life events,